Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all are doing well, feeling good, finding yourself in a decent place. As I sip on my coffee here, let's go and listen to some Jessica Williams. We're going to be listening to the song Kristen. This is coming off of the album Nothing But the Truth, which was released in 1986. We are checking this out as this was suggested and sponsored by R. Gray. R, thank you so much. I appreciate the suggestion. Randy, thank you so much for the support as well. I appreciate that. I can't say that I've heard of Miss Williams, but I have this track pulled up here on YouTube as it wasn't available on Spotify. So let's go ahead and give it a listen, give it a whirl. We'll, of course, discuss it after. It's coming up, and it's loading. It's loading. Here we go. Don't have to pull my leg. This is a wonderful setup, by the way. I love that melody and how she counters it right after. And then hits the higher notes after. I love that. Now walk it into the song. There you go. Little playful hits. And back to the chorus, so to speak. That feels absolutely wonderful. That's really beautiful. And we perfectly send it back into the walk now. And when you get the strings on the bass shaking. Bass went back to that motif, but she didn't. Except with her chords, she did. She kind of did. It's a nice variation on the original motif there. Nice breakaway from that strength. And a second breakaway. That's really good. Nicely brought back. Very nice. Very harp-like movements on the piano there. The strums. Seven minutes of bliss. That's exactly what that is. 7 minutes of absolute bliss listening to that. Listening to Miss Williams and her piano playing here, I love how perfectly structured the way that she plays is. And I don't mean in a rigid, loose kind of way, but the way that the track moves from moment to moment and piece to piece, right? So in a lot of jazz like this, of course, you have some sort of chorus, you have some sort of motif that they use as kind of like that branch for the rest of the leaves to stem from and for the players to kind of play off of it. And then they always come back to the branch. They always come back to the root, I guess you'd say. And so I love how in here it's the ba 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 ba, and of course it plays off of that, right? That's a really gorgeous way to set up. And I love how in the beginning wasn't looking at the time, but maybe for the first, let's just say 2 minutes, it was a very delicate way of approaching, really delicate way of building that particular scene and playing that particular motif quite a bit over and over with little variations around in the music. And the bass was really phenomenal as well. Let me see who's playing bass on here. That's going to be John Watala on the bass with Bud Spangler on the drums. Just so we have the three musicians here. And I really love how the bass pulled everyone together and pulled in the piano as well. And I love how there's certain moments as we got further down into the track where you can really hear those strings vibrating. You hear the pull of them really nicely there. But coming back to the beginning, really, really beautiful way to kind of set everything up. You know, just very scattered notes among that motif. And then the bass begins its walk and we begin to walk along with it in that very classic jazz kind of way. and that feels phenomenal. That's a great way of kind of playing the verse of the song. And I like how it comes off and it grows from that delicate nature of the intro, and it just springs out into something a little bit more filled, but not too much. Not so much yet. We're just kind of filling in a few of those blanks in the spaces there. But the track is so perfectly structured and built up that it gets to a chorus, right? After that walk, we get to another chorus, I guess you could say, with the hits. Okay, we play in that a little bit. And then from the hits, we springboard into some more virtuoso kind of playing. Then we springboard into the faster tempo playing, and that's when it gets really dazzling. But the point is, as the track ramps up, by the time we get to that fast playing, it feels earned. You know, we've built up to that. We haven't just started the track from 0.00 on the timestamp and they're smacking you in the face. Occasionally, that's fine. I prefer a ramp up there. I prefer let's build our way up there brick by brick rather than just throwing the whole brick house out at me. There. And I think that Williams played that really, really nicely. And then it builds up to a big, big intense moment there. The drums are being, much more heavy-handed there as they're playing. And then it comes back down. And then it builds back up a little bit. And then it comes back down for the finale there. So just the way that it moved was really nice to listen to and felt really good in the track. I'm going to pull it back up here really quick. So let me put back to the beginning. I said, this is very light, sunny afternoon, beautiful way, and a beautiful day. And then as we get towards this side, right, more typical, kind of traditional, okay? But you feel that intensity building up from the drums. You can hear the snare pop up a little bit more, some little frills on the piano too. And I mean, come on. We're walking the bass. That's a lovely bass moment right here. And so swiftly, kind of so adeptly pulling back down into kind of those, I'm sure there's terms for it, but like more traditional jazz notes as we kind of get into this section here. You know, that was a nice transition. Here, her soloing, and then the cascade, watch. Here, that's the cascade as we trickle back into those notes there. It's dazzling. Heavy, 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 heavy. Intensity building. And you hear how the drums get so excited back there? Like that's them. They are getting off right there, like just blowing. And then that's cannon fire. But bring it back down. So that's what I mean. I just really like the way that this track is structured and the way that they play and, build up, come back down. And it feels earned. It feels like it makes sense. And it's a beautiful track. Let's look at some of the comments down here. I saw Jessica Williams perform Kristen at Yoshi's in '85. I was with a friend. That tape is one of my most treasured possessions. Beautiful song. This eternity motion. I mean, it's a phenomenal piece of music. Really, 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 really fine piece of music. Really enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys thought, naturally. And of course, down below in the comments. As always, I appreciate you all being here. Randy, thank you so much for the suggestion and the request as well. Really, really fantastic listen. I think I hear someone getting sleepy. Have a phenomenal rest of your day, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys.